Hi everyone, I'm Dawn from Creative Appliques. Welcome to my channel. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel and click the bell to be notified when I upload new content. In today's video, we're going to do an unboxing. I reached out to Amar at Allied Hoops. He has some of the most amazing hoops on the market. He sent me a box of them to show you. And so I want to get into this box and show you all the goodies he sent to me. So if this sounds intriguing, stay tuned. All right, let's get going. So this is the packing list. He sent me a pen. This is awesome, and it's got the little nub on here for the touch screen for my machine. So that'll be awesome. Okay. So, see all these goodies. We got the 12-inch, or the 12, so it's probably 120 round, okay? Probably 180 round. There is This is a beautiful sight. Look at that. How amazing is this? So, we've got the 12 by 12, so 300 millimeters or 30 by 30 centimeters. We've got the 7.5 by 8, so 19 by 20 centimeters. We've got the 4.5 by 5 or 11 by 12 centimeters. We have the 7. Look how tiny that is. I don't think I've ever seen a hoop that small. We have the 5.5 by 6 or 14 by 15 centimeter. We have the 9 by 12, which is the 24 by 30 centimeter. We have the 21 round, so probably 21 centimeters round. We have the 15, so probably 15 centimeters round. This is the 9, and you can see the back here, how this is the back of the hoop is right here, and it comes off that way. We have the 6.5 by 7, so 16 by 17 centimeters. There is another box in here. Sorry, there's another 2 boxes in here. This is amazing. Amazing. Let's see what this says. All right. So this is the 11 by 14 or 28 by 37 centimeters. And then I'm going to have to figure out which correct brackets are going to work on my Ricoma machine here. So there's that one. And this one is the 16 by 20 or 30 by 40 centimeters. And again, this one I'm going to have to figure out which metal brackets work. But what I'm seeing here, which is absolutely amazing, is it says on the bottom here, it says dual orientation. And so if you can see here on each side, there are screw holes, and here there are also screw holes. So to me, I think you can use this hoop either in this orientation or in this orientation, which is pretty amazing. Also, the same thing with this one as well. The 11 by 14 also has the ability to have dual orientation. So this is really helpful when your machine has, depending on the X and Y positioning of how far in and out the pentagram can go, or how far left and right the pentagram can go. And so you're able to change the metal brackets on the hoops to be able to fit within your sewing field for your embroidery machine. So now I want to talk a little bit more about the machines that these hoops will cover, that they're made for. And then I also want to talk about some of the amazing things that I personally love about these hoops. And we'll do a little comparison on the hoops that came with my machine and then these hoops. So stay tuned. Okay, so I want to go over some of the features of the allied hoops compared to just regular hoops that may come with your embroidery machine. So let's get into this. So these are the hoops that came with my machine, and they're awesome. They're a great hoop, a great quality hoop, but the allied hoops just have some really amazing features about them that I wanted to share with you. So if you can see on this hoop, there's some markings here, you know, on the vertical lines. There's some vertical lines that show you where you can kind of gauge, you know, when you're marking your item to line up exactly on these lines. With the allied hoops, you have a ton of lines that are in here that you can see, that you can figure out the markings of where you want things to line up exactly. So that is amazing to me that it has so many more markings. With the square hoops, they have the numbers inside of here. So you can see, you know, with where is 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and it matches up on the other side here with these. So you can see exactly where the markings are for 0 and line your item up exactly so it's completely in the center of where you need it marked. The same thing for the sides here. They also have the markings on the sides as well. So that is an amazing feature to me. That way you never have to guess if your item is exactly lined up, because when you mark it, if you mark it with a cross, you know, a horizontal line and a vertical line, and you place it exactly where it needs to be in the hoop, then you know that it's going to sew out exactly where you placed it. There is centimeter scale grid lines on top of the face of the hoop. So these are centimeter markings that you can see here. They are numbered as well. So you can see from the 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 on the hoops as well. There's a radial dot mark around the embroidery window. So that is right here. You can see this little dot right here. And then there is the dot right there on the square. So you can kind of see where those are balanced as well in the center. The vertical lines around the inside of the inner wall, as we talked about. The inside of the hoop has a special texture that increases the gripping power. So it's not smooth per se, like some other hoops can be really shiny. You can see this one's kind of shiny, which could make fabric slip really easily. These hoops don't have that shininess. They are much more like a coarse edge that allows for gripping. One of the things that I also noticed is that the hoop itself, so these are the bottom hoops, you can see the thickness of the light gray one, which is the allied hoop, is a lot thicker, so it's sturdier and it allows for the lifespan of the hoops to last longer. It also makes it stronger so that when it's secured on with your item, it helps to add stability and security. So the other thing that I really, really love is check out this screw on tightening the hoop. Look at that, how easy that is to turn. It has a slot here if you would like to use a screwdriver, but the screw itself has so much length to be able to turn and tighten. I don't know about you, but these can kind of get difficult to turn, especially if you have some really thick fabric in here or something that, is kind of bulky, and trying to tighten this down for me is a challenge. I don't know if you guys have challenges with that, but for me, that makes it challenging to tighten a hoop down. With this screw, it is so easy to loosen it and tighten it, and it makes it very easy on your hands and easy on the item, the garment that you're also hooping. Another feature that I love about the allied hoops is that there is an inside lip here along the four corners of the square hoops. And what is awesome about that, if you look at this hoop here, there is no inside edge, okay? So say you have something that needs to have very, very specific placement. What you could do is you could take this hoop here with your water-soluble pen or your friction marker, and you can place this directly on the garment where you need it to be hooped, along with doing your straight lines to get it specifically centered and perfectly, up and down, horizontal and vertically on the XY axis. You can also trace around the inside of this. So if you're doing a sewing on something that you're specifically doing, when you cut fabric that is specifically around a certain design, like a fussy cut, like maybe a fussy sew, I guess, where you want to sew it directly in a specific spot on the item, then you can mark that with the square, and you know exactly where that needs to be placed in the hoop when you're doing that. When you have something like this, it's a little more challenging to get that set correctly where you want it. Another thing that I absolutely love about the allied hoops is for the square hoops, you can see it's an actual square. So with a lot of other hoops, they cut this area off here in the corners. So you're missing that portion of the hoop to be able to sew in. So honestly, when you have a hoop that has these areas cut out like that, you aren't able to sew in that area. So it makes the design that you can actually fit in that hoop much smaller than the area that the hoop covers, if that makes sense. So with an allied hoop, you have much more of a sewing field that you're able to use with the hoop. So now I want to show you a little bit about the strength of the hoops. So this is the outer hoop here, and we talked a little bit about the the width of the plastic. So I just want to show you how the strength. So this is the hoops that came with my machine, and I'm just, pressing in a little bit. You can see the movement that is with this hoop. This hoop, I'm using the same amount of strength, even a little more, and it doesn't have that much movement in it, which means to me it's going to have a much stronger grip on the hoop, and it's gonna, once it's secured down, it's gonna stay in place. There's not gonna be all that play and movement. Something else the allied hoops have is what's called an extra tall double height inner hoop. So this hoop here is for another machine I have, not for my Ricoma, and it's the 24 by 24 centimeter. And so if you look at this hoop, you can see the inner hoop and outer hoop are just about the same thickness. Okay, they're not much different in height. All right, with the allied, if you can see here, I have this bumped up here, the inner and outer hoop, and it's almost double height in some areas where you can see. So it adds much more strength, and it adds much more area for the item to be, that you're hooping to be grabbed onto and to be secured. Let's talk about the machines that the allied hoops work with. Mainly all of the commercial machines that they have and multi-needle machines they work with. So let's go through the list quickly. Tajima, ZSK, Melco, Happy, SWF, Barudin, Ricoma Industrial, and the EMT 1010. Advance, I think is how you say it, Brother Industrial, Brother PR multi-needle, and the PR single needle, the Baby Lock multi-needle, and the Alliance single needle, Toyota, Highland, Meistergram, Bernina, E16, Janome, Prodigy, Renaissance, Pantograms, and other Tajima compatible machines. So pretty much any multi-needle machine or multi-head machines, and also the Brother PR Persona and the Baby Lock Alliance. But the most important thing is, consult their website first, send them an email. Amar is very, very responsive. He's amazing to work with. And so now I wanted to offer you a special coupon code specifically for my viewers. So the thing that he is offering right now is 10% off orders over $100. And so that is amazing because they only have sales typically very few times out of the year. And so he is offering this code for you guys all the time as long as you use it. And so it's 10% off of $100 when you use the code Creative Appliques 1. And it's all one word, it's all capital letters, Creative Appliques, and then the number 1. All together, no spaces, all uppercase. So that's 10% off of $100, and then you get free shipping when you on a specific purchase amount. So that's going to depend. That may change. So that's something you need to consult the website about. But definitely, definitely, definitely use the Creative Appliques one. Will get you 10% off of $100. So I'd love to know in the comments down below if you've ever used these hoops, what you think of them. I think they're absolutely amazing. They are my favorite hoops to use with all the markings and the strength of the hoops and the patented plastic that they use. They're just exceptional hoops. They make life so much easier on getting everything correctly hooped and aligned the way you need it to be. So I hope you enjoyed this video today, guys. Please contact Amar if you're interested in these hoops. If you have any other questions about them, he's amazing to work with. They've got lots of information on the website. Thanks for joining me today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and click the subscribe button, and also hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content. Until next time, make your life creative.